What kills me is that this movie is so good in some parts, but that what it chooses to look over is some of the best stuff I've seen in the franchise. A movie about the twisted memory of the series' old protagonist many generations after his death. A continuation that could branch the prequels into a new era, an era of apes versus apes in which the humans finally arrive at their lowly state from the original. That's what the For Caesar moment promised us. That's what makes this movie so frustrating. This movie didn't have to be a continuation of a popular series for no reason other than money. It had every indication of being. What with the series before it having drained their franchise's concept, this movie was queued up to be a cash grab. People expected this movie to be a cash grab. It almost would have been an easier pill to swallow if it were. A movie about the twisted memory of the series' old that idea is good. That idea hasn't been done before. And if they had just stuck to it, instead of getting sidetracked by all this stuff that's already been hashed out in the other movies that just doesn't matter. What we could have had, it would have lived up to that promise. It could have been everything a sequel is supposed to be. It would have been new. Ape v Ape in an ape world, something not done by the movies that came before it. It would have been next level. We're not focusing on Caesar's struggle with the humans anymore. We know the humans lose. We can play with actual stakes now. We can play with his twisted memory instead of him fighting a battle we'll know he'll win. And it would have been a perfectly natural transition. Everything the three movies prior to this one had been leading to was a world unquestionably run by very intelligent apes with very stupid humans. It knew where it was going, so it did the exact right steps to get there. And this middle period is the perfect area to explore it. No one thought this movie was gonna do that. People thought this movie was gonna be like right after Caesar's death. This time jump idea is actually a very good one. It could have been good standalone. It could have been good as a continuation. If they had just stuck to what actual good this movie has to offer. Maybe the studio pressured them to have more content similar to the old movie stuff because it was a safer bet. Maybe the new director just fanboyed out so hard about the old movies he couldn't resist doing a lot of the same stuff again. I don't know why. You research it. I'm tired of thinking about this movie. The point is, this is the sequel formula, and if you're deviating from it, at best you'll end up with an Avatar 2, but you'll probably end up with the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Or even worse, an X-Men Apocalypse. What they needed to do here, which for whatever reason they chose not to, was lean into the gold they had in their pocket. Don't do over that same human v ape dichotomy from the previous movies, which we thought we were done with. Maybe Proximus represents like wanting to keep apes from making the same mistakes humans did. Maybe he's not against humans, he's against what humans did. He's not a Koba, he's a wise king, an emperor. And maybe his kingdom is supposed to keep apes from advancing to keep them from making the same mistakes humans did. Maybe his troops don't just wander onto things, but they actually go out and seek advances in apes to search for threats to ape kind. And the bird usage by Noah's clan is maybe too advanced, and Proximus comes to destroy Noah's home. Maybe apes are actually smart enough to read by this point, and Proximus doesn't need a human to translate for him, but loves reading about human history, which is why he fears apes turning on each other so much, because that's basically what humans did every time they made an advancement. So he recognizes the humans' greatest empire as Rome and tries to do up his kingdom like it. Then you've got a reason for this Roman aesthetic aside from just, I'm Emperor Caesar, listen to me. Ah, but if you say you love this movie so much, how come you're redoing like all the stuff of it? No, I'm not redoing all the stuff of it. I'm redoing all the crap of it. I'm redoing the second half. You could keep the first half mostly the same. Maybe pay off that egg ceremony and have Noah's use of the birds be the thing that brings Proximus's troops to their doorstep. Maybe don't have Raka or whoever explain Caesar exposition through just straight up 10-minute talking sessions, but have us get subtle bits and pieces of this twisted Caesar ideology through Proximus's followers. Don't abandon the best parts of your movie and decide that other things that have already been done before are better. Forget the past. Kill it if you have to. Light a fire under things to decide which ones actually stand up and deserve not to burn. And then take that gold that you have and lean into it. Do this. Don't do this.